direction, we're going to talk about something called a grounding technique. So, a grounding technique basically means getting you to focus on the here and the now in this moment. Because a lot of the time, what happens when we start worrying or getting anxious, and there's a lot to be anxious about in this world, things are kind of crazy right now. And so, it's natural for us to feel kind of anxious or worried. And so, a grounding technique is a great thing to have in your back pocket to be able to take out to help you take kind of a deep breath and to focus yourself back to where you're at. Because we can get stuck in the what ifs and the worries. All of us can. Adults, kids, everybody gets stuck in the what ifs and the worries in the future. And so we want to be able to bring ourselves back to the here and now and to be able to take a few deep breaths. So we're going to talk about 3 different grounding techniques today. Grounding technique number 1 that we're going to talk about is going to count back from 5. And so each time we're going to be looking for something that has to do with our 5 senses. All right, so the first thing is we're going to say 5 things that I see. And so if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling worried, maybe your chest is tight, maybe you're starting to sweat a little bit, maybe your heart's beating really fast. What I want you to do is I want you to take a moment and stop and say, okay, what are 5 things that I can see? So, right now I can see my clock, I can see my plant, I can see my dog, I can see a book, I'm sitting on the couch. Those are 5 things that I can see. So after I get done with the 5 things that I can see, I'm going to go on to 4 things that I hear. So 4 things that I hear right now. I hear my dog scratching her tummy. I hear cars outside. I hear a dog down the street barking. And I hear my foot rubbing on the couch. So those are 4 things that I can hear. After we get on with the 4 things that we can hear, we're going to go on to 3 things that I can smell. So I can smell outside. I can smell the leftover cooking smell from dinner. I had some bacon. It was really good. And I can smell a candle that I have going in the other room. So those are 3 things that I can smell. And then I'm going to go on to 2 things that I can touch. So, obviously, I can touch the couch right in front of me. And I can touch my computer. Or, let's see if I can get her to come over here. Come here, Lou. Come here. Come here. And I can, both of them are here. I can touch my dogs, okay? So these are going to be 2 things that I can touch. Thank you guys for your help. All right, so then after we get done with the 2 things, we're going to go to the 1 thing. 1 thing I can taste. So this one could be a little bit difficult because the thing you might be able to be tasting is your own saliva, right? Unless you had a mint or something like that. But you're going to work yourself down from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. And then by the time you do all those things, you're much more back in this moment than you are thinking about anything else in the future. So that is grounding technique number 1. 5 things you can see, 4 things I can hear, 3 things I can smell, 2 things I can touch, and 1 thing I can taste, using our 5 senses. All right, so the second grounding technique that we are going to work on has to do again with the 5 things, but instead of doing senses this time, we are doing things that we can see. All of them are going to be things that we can see. So we're going to start with 5 colors I see. All right, so you're going to look around your room and you're going to say, okay, well, I see green, I see yellow, I see pink, I see blue, and I see gray. Those are 5 colors that I have in my living room. All right, then after we get with the 5 things I can see, we're going to go to 4 shapes that I can see. So if I'm looking around my room, I can see a diamond, I can see a circle, I can see a rectangle, and I can see a triangle. So those are 4 shapes that I can see. After I'm done with that, I'm going to go on to 3 soft things that I see. All right, so I'm sitting on my couch. So my couch is pretty soft. There are pillows on my couch, and I have a blanket on my couch. So those are 3 soft things that I see. After I get done with those 3, then I'm going to go to 2. So this one's a little tricky for me because I live by myself. So this one is 2 people I see. So I'm going to use myself as 1. And my dogs are sitting over here, so I'm gonna count them as a person because there's no other people here besides me. So that one could be a little tricky depending on how many people are home right now. But then after we get done with the 2 people I see, I'm gonna go to 1 book I see. And I have a bunch of books in my living room, and so I can see a book over there. It's blue. So after you get through those 5 things, you're gonna be much more grounded in this moment than you're gonna be in your worries or anxieties about the future. So 5 colors I see, 4 shapes I see, 3 soft things I see, 2 people I see, and 1 book I see. And our last grounding technique that we are going to be talking about today is something I see starts with a certain letter. So you have 26 letters to choose from. You can do every single one if you really want a challenge. All right, so you can start wherever you want. Maybe you want to start with your first initial, or maybe you just want to start at A, or maybe you want to be snazzy and you want to go backwards and start with Z. So let's say that I want to start with the first letter of my last name. So I'm going to look for things that start with a W. So if I'm looking around my living room right now, I'm going to say, okay, I see a window that starts with a W, and I see a wall, and that starts with W. I see the wax in a candle. Wax starts with W. So I'm going to look around for all the things that start with a W. And then when I run out, if I'm still feeling anxious and worried, then I'm going to go on to another letter. Maybe I'm going to start with a B, all right? And in my living room, I see books, and I see a box, and I see a bag. So those are all things that start with B. So when I get done with B, if I'm still feeling a little anxious, then maybe I'm going to go on to a different letter. So you're going to try to get as many letters as you can, however long you need, in order to focus yourself back into the here and the now.